Hi guys, welcome to this tutorial for the Metahuman customization system. In this tutorial, we are going to have a look at how we can create a new game that uses the system. We'll start with a start screen that has a new game button. And once we click on the new game button, we are going to go to a character creation level where we can customize our metahumans, clothing, body proportions, and our metahumans' facial features. And once we are finished customizing our metahuman, we are going to click on the finish button that will take us to a level that has a playable third-person metahuman. So if you want to know how to do all of this, stay tuned, and without further ado, let us get started. As we begin this tutorial, I would like to mention that I am assuming that you have already watched the earlier tutorials that talk about how you need to set up your metahumans to use the customization system and how you need to set up a new level for your metahuman customization system. You will need to have that knowledge in order to follow through with this tutorial. So if you do not have that knowledge, please make sure you watch the first 3 tutorials on the Metahuman customization system, as well as the tutorial that shows you how to set up a new level for the Metahuman customization system, because you will need to have that knowledge. So to begin with, I have this level here with these metahuman characters that are already customized, and I'm going to use this level for my start screen. Okay, you do not need to have a level with maybe metahumans already added there and all these other house or neighborhood assets added there. You can simply start with a blank level and follow through from the part where I begin to create the widget. But I'm going to set this level up properly for use for my start screen, just in case you also have a level with metahumans on it for your start screen. So yeah, let's get started. First thing that you'll notice on my screen here is I have some metahuman characters here, and they're all customized. If I exit play mode here, you'll see all my metahuman characters here. And they actually just duplicates of one metahuman, and I've just spread them out and given them different customization. So I'm going to use the same scene we just exited from as the scene for my start menu. Okay, but I don't want the customization menus to be appearing. Okay, so I'm going to select all my meta customization system tools here, and I'm going to set them to be hidden when I click play. So the meta styler, if you've watched the earlier tutorials, you will know about the meta styler. I'm going to set hide menus in play to true, okay, on all my meta stylers, because I've got 6 metahumans here with 6 separate customizations, so I'm going to set them all to hide the menus. As well as the body customization, I'll set that to hide in the menus as well. So hide menus in play, I'll click on true, and I'll also set the face customizer to do the same. I'll click on true. And then now if I click play, all my menus are hidden. There's no customization menus anymore. Okay, so you can just ignore the errors. They don't matter at this stage. Your start screen may not have metahumans present, so you may not need to do that stage. Okay, you can start your process from this point on. Okay, so when you have your start level, the first thing you want to have is an actual menu so that you can click on things like new game options and so on and so forth. So we're going to make a new folder here, and we're going to call it menu or start menu. We call it start menu, and we're going to right click in an empty space just there in the content browser. We'll look for user interface right at the bottom, and we'll click on widget blueprint. Click on user widget and name that start menu. Open that up. Let's put that up there, and let's search for a canvas, because we need a canvas to put our start menu on. So we've got canvas panel up there in the palette. Search for canvas, drag and drop it anywhere in the screen. So the first thing I want to put in this canvas is I want to put a title. So I'm going to look for a text in the palette there. Drag and drop a text there. And for the text, I'll just call it I'll have it all caps. Metahuman customization system. This would probably be the name of your game in your case. So Metahuman customization system. I'll just have it somewhere at the center. I'm just guessing this is the center. I could be wrong, but it should be the center. Okay. I'm going to save that, and I'll look for some buttons. Button, okay, one search for it, I can see it right there. Let's have a button somewhere there. Okay. I'll call this button new game. It's a little bit large, be a little smaller. Something like that should be enough. I'll drag and drop a text in there. Okay. So drag and drop your text in there. We'll call it new game. This is the main button that we're going to use, but we'll go ahead and create maybe 1 or 2 more buttons just for aesthetics, so that our menu looks a little bit populated. So duplicate that new game button, okay, by right-clicking on the button and clicking on duplicate. Okay. So we'll have a bunch of buttons here just so that it looks like a menu. Most of them I won't even add any functions to them. Okay. I'm doing this very, very quickly. You can organize your menu as you see fit. Do it the proper way if you're making something very serious. But this is just for a tutorial, so I'm not really worried about how I set up my widgets. So new game, the second one should be maybe options or maybe load game, something like that. Load game. I just want it to look like a real menu. Options. And maybe exit. The first one is all caps. So I'll just tap that again. New game, all caps. If I can spell that. Okay, I got that there. Save that. Let's click on the new game button. What we want to do with the new game button is we want to load a level where we can do some customization. Okay, so I've got a level here already set up. Okay, if you watch the tutorial for setting up a new level, you can set up your level like that. You just have your Metahuman in there, your character customization options in there, and you load that level from this menu. So for me, what I did is I added the Metahuman lighting presets levels, and I added my Metahumans, or rather my Metahuman customization tools, to the preset level. And basically when I click play, this is what happens. I don't know why the hair is acting funny. I guess it just didn't load properly. It should be fine now. Okay, so anyway, this is the level where my customization is going to take place. Okay, so set up a level. If you don't know how to set up a level, please go to my YouTube channel and look for the tutorial that shows you how to set up a new level. You can use any level. You can use this level. You can download it from the marketplace for free. It's Metahuman Lighting Presets. This level is called MHC Lighting Preset Split. So if you download that package, you should be able to find it very, very easily. Okay. So anyway, I'll go back to the level we're working on, the level we're working with. Okay, I'll go back to my my little widget here, my game start screen. Okay, with my new game button highlighted, I'll click on that just to make sure it's highlighted, and I'll check is variable. Okay, check is variable. Do that for all of them actually. Check is variable so that they become variables that we can actually work with. And then with the new game highlighted, I'll click on clicked. I'll click on the plus icon there, and when that button is clicked, I'll open a level. So drag from unclicked and open level by name. Okay, I am going to find the level which I just showed you guys in my content browser. It's found in maps. You find your level, I'll find my level. This one's found in maps, MHC RT, MHC non-RT, because it's not an RTX level. So I'll open that up. This is the level. Okay, so I'll copy that name, copy, and on level name, paste that there, save that, and we are good to go. So if I press play, we've forgotten one last thing. We need to add that menu to our game. Okay, so exit the game, click on open level blueprint. You can ignore everything that is here. You only need to concentrate on event begin play and adding your new menu. So from event begin play, I'm going to drag and I'm going to say create widget. And I'm going to select that start menu widget. So I'll type start there. My widget is called start menu. Whatever you named your widget, that's what you will have to choose there. Okay. And I will add this to the viewport. So from the return value, click and drag, type add to viewport. Hold control, connect that execution pin to the output there, and connect this one to there. Okay. After add to viewport, just click and drag again and type show mouse cursor, because we have to be able to see the mouse cursor. Type show mouse, uncheck context sensitivity, click on set show mouse cursor, set it to true, set the target to get player controller. You can recheck context sensitivity there. Click there, save it all, and click on play, and now we should actually be good to go. So this isn't that visible because the level is bright, but let's not mind that. We haven't said anything for any of these other buttons. You can add your own functions for these other buttons. I'm only concentrating on new game because I don't want this tutorial to take forever. So let's click on new game and we should be in our customization level. And there we are. We are in our customization level. We can see our character, but our cameras are all messed up. Okay, so we're going to have to do a little bit of fixing in our customization level. So let's press escape to exit. Okay, we're back in our start level. So let's load up our customization level so that we can see what's going on wrong. So load up MHC, lighting preset, or whatever level your customization level is. So open up the blueprints. Okay. The problem is that when we are loading the level, this event isn't taking place. Okay. I don't really know why. It's an issue with Unreal Engine. Has to do with timing. So what I usually do to fix this is I just add a delay. You should probably use something like an isValid node, but that will mean us getting into some programming stuff. So this is just a quick fix that I had to get rid of those type of errors. But I advise you do not use delays when you are making a finalized product. Check if your stuff is valid or your functions are valid. If they are not valid, then try and call them again. For example, if this event isn't valid or if it hasn't happened, use an isValid node to check, and then and then call the event again if it has not gone through. Okay, maybe use a timer or something like that. So anyway, for now we'll just use a delay. If you are making a single player game, it won't even be a problem if you use a delay. Not really, but for now, for more complex projects, I advise that you don't use delays. But for us, it's okay for this tutorial. Let's go back to our demo map scene, and we should have a proper working customization screen now. I'll press play. Click on new game. Delay has fired, and we have our customization screen actually working now. Okay, and all our characters are also, rather all our customization slots are also working. Okay, so basically that's how we can quickly set up a new game button that leads us to a character creation screen. Okay, so let's exit this. If you notice, there was a ball at the bottom. Let me just show you one more time. I exited too quickly. If I click on new game, there's this sphere at the bottom. We don't want that there. That's the default player, the default Unreal Engine character. So what we can do to get rid of that is we can just look for the player start. Well, there is no player start on this level. It's just set to appear at the default location 000 on XYZ. So let's create a player start so that it appears somewhere else. So under quickly add to projects, type player start. Wherever it drops it, just put it somewhere off screen where it can't be seen. Save that. Let's go back to our level. Demo map. Click play. And click on new game. And there we go. So far, so good. Okay. So now that we've got our new game screen, and maybe we've done some customization, we've made our characters. I customized these characters a while back. So we're gonna use this same character right here. Yeah, I'll just pretend I customized him from scratch. You can create whatever customization you want. Okay, so now that we've got our working customization screen, the next thing we want to do is we want to have a playable character. Okay, on this same level, or in my case, on a different version of this same level where the metahumans aren't present because I don't want them to eat up too much memory. Okay, so in my maps or my neighborhood pack, I've got a demo map here. The lighting is a little bit different. It's a little bit dark, but this is the level I'm going to use. And then I'm going to add a third-person character to it. So the metahuman and the third-person character to it. So the metahuman is going to come from my metahuman customization system, and the third-person character is going to come from the third-person character blueprint. Okay, so I just want to brighten this up just a little bit. Type blend there, because this post-process is what's making everything dark. So I'm just going to brighten it up. Save that. Okay, so I've got my metahuman customization system, which adds metahumans to my level, customized metahumans, but I don't have a third-person character here, so I'm going to have to add a third-person character here. Okay, I'll do that by going to my content browser, and I'm going to have to add the third-person character template here. So I'm going to right-click in an empty space. Under Add or Import Content, I'm going to choose Add Feature Pack. And I'm only getting the starter content here. So
a few moments later.
So now my content is showing there. The reason it wasn't showing is because I've got multiple versions of Unreal. Some of them have had some errors, so I only partially downloaded them without the content. So anyway, if you don't have the feature content, make sure you download the feature content for your version of the engine. So I'm going to choose third person template, and I'm going to click add to project. Okay, so now I've got the third person template in my project. Yeah, let me drag and drop my third person character into here. And again, I'll go to the blueprints. You don't need to go to the blueprints. Okay, everything's fine here. Let me just delete anything I need to delete from here, like the sequencers and the cameras. I don't need them here. Just say yes. The errors don't matter. Let's save that and click play. My third person character is not playable yet, so I'm going to have to possess her. I'll click on the character and I'll type possess. It's just a quick way to possess the character. We'll use a different method by blueprints as a final result. But let's click play, and as we can see, we have a playable third person character here. Okay, so now let's turn this third person character into our metahuman. Okay, our customized metahuman. Okay, so we're not going to need this for now. Let's delete this. And we're going to need to add our customization tools to the level so that we have a customized metahuman in our level, first of all. So I'm going to go to the meta customization system. I'm going to go to, I won't go to anything. I'm just going to click on blueprint class over here. Okay. And I will drop the necessary blueprints. Okay, so with the root folder highlighted there, meta customization system, drag and drop, gender changer. Okay, you can add it anywhere. BP meta body tool, you can add that anywhere. BP meta face tool, you can add that anywhere. BP meta styler, I recommend you add this where you want your game to start. Okay. So anyway, I'll add it here, but just keep that in mind. Add it where you want your game to start. So I'll put it just somewhere over here, okay, because this is where our player is going to spawn from. And I will save that, okay. All right, so let me add, just so that we can see what's going on. Let me just put, well, actually, we won't be able to see what's going on, so it doesn't even matter. I'll leave that. Okay, so if I click play now, my metahuman should appear. My customization system has appeared there. My metahuman has appeared, okay, in the default position. Okay, so it won't appear where the meta styler is. It's going to appear in the default position, 000, because it's actually using the word position. I was thinking it's using the position of the meta stylers. So anyway, that's fine. Our metahuman has appeared at position 000. Okay, there is our metahuman. Okay, we can't control it yet, and obviously our customization camera isn't working either because it's not centered to the metahuman anymore. But that's all good. This is exactly what should be happening. Let's click on stop. And what we're going to do now is we are going to set up our third-person character to work with our metahuman, and then we are going to add a finish button to our customization screen, which will lead us to this level, okay, which will be the first level of our game. So let's go to our metahumans, okay. Turn off the blueprint filter, and find the metahumans that you use for your customization system. That is the female metahuman and the male metahuman. We'll start with the female, or even the male. Let's start with the male. This is the male metahuman. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this so I have a separate copy for customization and a separate copy for play. So I'm going to duplicate this. Jesse 1. I'll rename it to Jesse Playable. I'll save that. I'll open it up. And what I need to do here is I need to parent this to the third person character. So let's go to class defaults up here. Click on class defaults and add the third person character as, rather class settings, add the third person character as your parent class. Okay. Make sure you've duplicated this because removing a parent class, in my experience, is a little bit complicated, so we don't want to mess with the original one. Okay, we always want to have a copy with all our customization already set up. So after, under parent class, type third person character. Save that. Okay. And go to the viewport. Now you see we've got a third person character, that's the parent, and we've got our customizable metahuman there. It's looking really ugly, but he'll be fine in game. So the next thing I want you to do is I want you to grab the root and I want you to drop it on the mesh. Okay. Parent it to the mesh by dropping it on the mesh. Okay. And under the details panel, set everything to 0 on the location and the rotation. 0, 0. And we're good to go. Save that. Next thing we have to do is we should turn on live retarget because we want to get the animations from third person character to our metahuman. So under variables, go to live retarget, use live retarget mode, click on that, set it to true. And now go to the event graph, okay, and go back to class defaults, rather class settings here, and search for third. Okay, we can't search for it from here. Just have to find it in the content browser. Look for third person blueprints in your content browser. Open up the third person blueprint and maximize that. And we want to copy add input, okay, so that our metahuman is playable. Okay, the buttons should be working. Okay, so copy add input. Okay, maybe just leave out the event begin play, copy add input, and go back to BP Jesse playable, your metahuman blueprint, that is. Okay, so back with your metahuman blueprint, under the event graph, right next to hair LOD setup, just drag the hair and LOD away a little bit so that we have some room. Right click in an empty space, type paste, press enter so that all that functionality is pasted, and connect where the hair LOD is, connect it to the last node that was pasted, and connect event begin place to the first node that was pasted. Okay, save that, compile it, and we're going to add a custom event here. Let's call it, right click in an empty space, type custom event, add custom event, choose it, and type add input. We are going to call this from elsewhere later on, so just make sure you put it here, add input, and connect it there, because we're going to be spawning these metahumans from our metahuman creation system, customization system. So this event will have to be called separately because it's not going to be called through here. It won't work. Okay. Okay, so scratch this. Just let this go directly to the hair. Well, no, just leave it like that, because there could be two types of situations where we might want to use this. So let's just leave it like this. I'll show you the first situation right now. I'll show you the second situation when we're loading the level. Okay, when we're loading a level, we're going to use this. When we're starting from the actual level we're playing on, we're going to use this. Okay. So let's grab that metahuman, Jesse, Let's open up Jesse playable. Let's drag and drop him into the level. Okay. And let's make a quick temporary change to our Metahuman. Well, actually, we don't need to do it now. But anyway, I'll do it now. I want to check load Metahuman with this BP. I want to set it to false. Okay. And I want to go to my third person character here, or rather my Metahuman with the third person character, and I want to possess it. I'm going to type possess in the details panel while the character is selected, set it to player 0, and click on play. And here I have a playable Metahuman, but it's not working out correctly because this is actually a female. Okay, so we're going to have to finish this setup in order for this to work properly. Well, it's a male, but it's using female customization. And the other thing is our customization menus are appearing. We don't want them to appear either. Okay, so let's exit that and finish setting this up. So the reason it's a female is because in our meta styler, it's set to female in level, true. So I'm going to set this to false. I'm going to click play. And now I'm getting a male. And actually, I'm still getting my mannequin there. So I don't want the mannequin to be showing. I just want the Metahuman to show. I'll exit. I'll open up Jesse and open up the mesh. Right, I'll click on the mesh and I'll set it to hidden. So in the details panels, type hidden and check that. Hidden in game. Make it true. And look for one more thing. Search for tick. Set visibility based anim on tick. Set it to always tick and refresh bones. So that the animation is always up to date, even if the character is invisible. Compile that and save it. Minimize that. Click on play. So now we just have our custom character there, with all these nice tattoos and all the rest of that. We're going to set these menus to be invisible because at this point we're no longer customizing our characters, so we are going to remove the menus. So remove that. Go to the meta styler. Hide menus in play. Set it to true. Go to the meta body tool. Click on the meta body tool. Okay, you can even click on it from here. Hide menus in play, set it to true. Go to the meta face tool and set hide menus in play to true. Save that. Click on play. So now we've got something that is fully functional. Okay, but this will not work if we load it from the customization level. Okay, so we still have a lot more setting up to do. But I've showed you this just in case you are not planning on having a customization level. Maybe you just want to drop a character in there and play with that character. So that's how you can actually do that. Okay. So now, there's one last thing. I press play. The camera won't move unless I hold down the right click button. Okay. So I need my camera to be moving. So let's go to our level blueprint. Open the level blueprint. Let's drag this away in here. Let's just add a little delay for a second, and let's set game mode. Game mode. Input mode, game only. Okay. Get player controller, player 0. And save that. Press play so that it's the reason why I can't control with my mouse was because the mouse cursor is showing. Okay. So it thinks I'm trying to choose something on the menu, so it's disabled the player control. So after you set game mode to game input only, also well, first, actually, just show mouse cursor, set it to false. So type show mouse cursor, set that to false, set mouse cursor to false. Same player controller, save that, and click play. Okay, so now I no longer have to right click in order to move my camera. Okay, and that's the final setup if you're just dragging and dropping your MetaHuman into the level and playing like that. Okay, but in the case that you're loading from another level, we are going to have to spawn the MetaHuman a different way. We could spawn the MetaHuman this way, but we have a little issue of it does not know which gender the MetaHuman is. So by default, it's always female, okay? Because by default, female in level is always checked, okay? And actually, that's how it's supposed to be by default. Within the MetaStyler blueprint, it's able to detect from our save files whether the last character we customized was male or female, okay? So in order for us to customize a male and then have it load as a male, we're going to have to spawn our MetaHuman into the level, okay? Rather than place it somewhere on the level, it will have to be spawned into the level, okay? So for MetaHuman to be spawned into the level, load MetaHuman with this BP has to be true. So we had turned female in level and load MetaHuman off, but I've turned them back on now, and I'm going to delete the MetaHuman we added to the level, and I will set this up in a way whereby no matter what gender we've selected, it will be able to load that gender in a new level. Okay, so we're going to have to open up our MetaStyler first of all. So edit your MetaStyler. You can get to this screen by just clicking on Edit MetaStyler or right-clicking on the MetaStyler and click on Edit MetaStyler, or even finding the MetaStyler in the content browser and double-clicking on it. So this is a very complex blueprint. This is what takes care of a lot of our customization in this project. So what I want you guys to do is I just want you to modify a tiny little bit of this code, okay? There is, from the event begin play, well, actually it's an event tick. If you just move a little bit to the right, you see this this set of information here. This is actually what spawns and loads our gender, okay? Just to make it easy for you guys, what we're going to do is we're going to find spawn actor, okay? So just go on find result and type spawn actor. There are only two. One spawns a female, one spawns a male, okay? Well, actually, this one is female and this one is male, okay? So if you click on female, under the details panel, we have BP Hannah, which is our main female MetaHuman. And if you click on the male one, we have BP Jesse, which is our main male MetaHuman. Okay. So we're going to change this. If you remember, we created a duplicate and made a playable version of Jesse. So let's find that and change it to the playable version of Jesse. So I'm going to go to my MetaHumans and open that Jesse folder. And I'm going to choose Jesse Playable. And I'm going to add him there, okay? And I am going to make a female version very, very quickly here. Let's go to Hannah and make a playable version of Hannah. So I'm going to duplicate Hannah, and I'll call her Hannah Playable. And we'll do the same process that we did for Jesse, okay? So go to the class defaults, rather class settings, set a parent, make sure you're on the duplicate, the playable version, and the parent should be the third person character. Choose that, and save that. Same process, drag the root onto the mesh, Set the position to 0, 0, 0 on all rotation and location so that it's aligned with the mesh. Click on live retarget. Use live retarget mode boolean. Set it to true under details so that the animation is matching. Click on the mesh, okay, the mannequin mesh. Set the mannequin mesh to hidden. Type hidden in the details panel. Set it to hidden. Type tick in the details panel now, and set that to always tick and refresh bones. And save that. And out of the event graph, let's open up the third-person character blueprint. Open that up real quickly. Copy, add input, deselect, event begin play. Go back to HANA playable, go to event begin play. I'll just search for it. Blueprint is big. Event begin plays, just find that there. Let's drag this out so that we have some room to work with. Paste what we copied here. Create a custom event. Call it add input. Connect it to cast player controller. Connect event begin play to cast player controller. Connect the last node there to hair LOD as add mapping context connected to hair LOD. Compile that. This is done. Very, very easy, very, very quick once you're used to it. Save that, minimize that, and open up your meta styler again. And click on the meta styler, edit meta styler. Okay. So now, what is happening now is if I click play, we're back to the same old sequence that we had before, where a metahuman spawns on the level, but it's not playable, it's not controllable, and it's just standing there and nothing is getting possessed, not even the camera. But the only difference that we're seeing now is that the metahuman is not being customized now. Okay, so exit. Now exit, and with the meta styler highlighted, set male to Jesse playable, set female to Hannah playable. Go into the meta-styler blueprint, okay? Open up the meta-styler blueprint again. Search for metahumans under the variables. Search for metahuman. So male metahuman, Jesse playable, female metahuman, Hannah playable. Set female metahuman to Hannah playable. And the next thing that we want to do is we want to find those metahumans and make them actually playable, okay? Because right now what we're doing is we're just spawning them, okay? So the next thing that we're going to do is male metahuman is Jesse, okay? So we need to find Jesse on this level. So after metahuman and clothing loaded, if you don't know where to find this, just again find results. Under find results, search for spawn actors, double click, and you should be where I am now. Okay, double click on the first one for the male, second one for the female. Okay, we'll set the male one up first. So from here, drag out from metahuman clothing loaded. Okay, just add a get all actors of class. and look for Jesse playable. So I'm going to type playable in there. Jesse playable is the male, so from the male, make sure, just look at the variable here, make sure it's the male version. Okay. Get all actors of class. I could either do a for each loop if I'm spawning more than one actor. If you're having a situation where you might be changing genders while playing in real time, then you're probably going to want to use a for each loop. Okay. So I'll just use the complicated way so that you know the complicated way in advance. It's not that complicated. It's just a few extra nodes. So I'll type for each loop. And I'll choose for each loop there. This blueprint is a little bit heavy, so it takes a little bit longer for these blueprints to come up. So under array element, I'll say make array. Okay. And then from the array, I'll type get a copy. Okay. So get a copy, connect that to the array index. Okay. I'll try to slow down. Maybe I'm a little bit too quick. Okay. And under the loop body, okay, under get, drag from get and say possess. Check context sensitivity and click on possess. So this is the pawn that is now going to be possessed. Connect that to loop body. Okay. Once you've possessed, again from get, type add input. So BP Jesse, add input. Make sure it's for Jesse or for your male metahuman, whatever he's named. Add input. So that the input event, custom event that we made earlier, I've just double-clicked on that and jumped to the Jesse blueprint, so that that event that we made earlier fires and we're able to control the character. Okay. Back to the meta styler. I do believe this should be finished. If it's not, we'll still come back to it. Oh, it's not finished. Target, set that to get player controller. Get player controller, target should not be self. Type again, get player controller. Set context sensitivity to on. Choose this one, get player controller, index 0. Okay, should look like this. Save that. Do the same for the female. Let's jump to the female. So from here, get all actors of class BP Hannah playable. For each loop from the out actors. For each loop, it's this one here. I'm slowing down so you can see it better. Okay, array element or array index, just type make array from array element, make array. Under array, type get, click on get a copy. I don't know if that was right. Get a copy, array index, put that on the index there. And then from here, type possess, context sensitivity, turn that off. Click on possess, hook that up to the loop body, and the target, get the player controller, turn on context sensitivity, get player controller, let's have that there. And from get, again type add input so that that custom event that we made can be called. And the player is playable now. And save all that. Let's open that up. Yeah, everything's correct. If there's anything I've missed, we'll obviously get to it. Let's just increase this so that it covers everything. Or we could make a new comment for it. Whatever you feel is better. Yep, I'll save all that and I'll test this out. Hopefully it's working. Just click on play. So it's compiling. I guess I forgot to click on compile. Okay, so there we go. I've got a playable Metahuman on my level. Okay, so he's got most of the customization there, but there are some things missing. Okay, this sequence that we created here needs to take place before Metahuman clothing loaded is called. So what we're going to do is we're just going to connect this here, and we're going to drag this to the end, and we're going to connect it here. And we'll have that like that. We'll do the same for the other one. Grab the Metahuman clothing is connected, connect completed to all actors of class. Drag this one here to the end. Disconnect the last one, connect the first one. I compile that, and I do believe we should be good to go. So yes, that was definitely the problem. And now we are good. Okay. Okay, so this system is now actually completed on this side. We can now jump into our customization level and hook it up to this level. Okay. But otherwise, our main work is actually done now. We just have to complete the customization level. So let's go to our customization level, MHC lighting preset split. I'll save changes to this level. And on our level, once again, if I click on play, well, now I'm getting a different result, okay? Because now I'm using a playable character instead of a non-playable character. So what I'm going to do here, since we're getting a character that's falling to the ground, we're going to have to fix that first by making a ground. Okay, so go to quickly add to project, type, just go over shapes and add a cube. Set it hidden in game. We just need something that our third-person character can stand on. I'll set it to hidden, actor hidden in game, and just set it somewhere just at the ground level there, and scale it up so that our third-person character has somewhere to stand. Let's just test that. Click on play, and yeah, we've got a playable third-person character in the level there, but I don't actually want them to be playable. Okay, so we're going to open the level blueprint, and this camera possession, we're going to delay it. If you watch the earlier tutorials of how to set up a new level, you will already have this on your level. But if you don't, basically just I'll just show you how to set it up quickly again. You choose your meta body tool from the level. You come here, you right click, and you say create reference to the meta body tool. And under event begin play, you set context sensitivity to off, and type blend with view. Set view target as blend, and choose that. Connect that to the new view target. Get the player controller. Get the player controller from there. And we added a delay, but we're going to change the delay to maybe 1 second so that we have enough time. Let's click on play. We have an error there. Get So set context sensitivity to on and type get player controller. Should get the correct one now. Should be player 0. Compile that. Click on play. So we still have a playable character, but our camera is correct now. So the next thing that we want to do is that we want to disable the movement of that player. So I'll just use the level here. Okay. Here, I'll click drag here, and I'll type disable movement. I'm going to have to get the third-person character. Both Jesse and Hannah. So let's get all actors of class. But I'll just get all actors of class third-person character. Get a copy. Since it's a parent, it should appear. Get a copy and then type disable movement there. Connect that and compile that. So even if it's Jesse or Hannah, it should work. Okay. So there's one last thing that we have to solve because it's starting sideways. Okay. One last thing we have to solve is the rotation of the player that has been spawned is wrong. So we're going to go into the metastyler, click on edit. So into the metastyler, we are going to set rotation Z to 90 degrees and compile that. So once you've done this, this is almost permanently just for a playable character now. Okay. You have to reset the settings if you want to use this for just plain old character customization without a playable character. Now if I press play, direction has not changed. Spawn, transform, rotation, IT. Okay, so this is just Anna. I forget that we have to set this to 90 as well for the male. Okay, male metahuman. Save that, and now we should be done with that part. It should be 90 or minus 90. No, 90 is just fine. Okay, so this still works. Even if it's a playable character, this still works. Okay, so we're done there. So our last task now, let's go to our level, back to our level. I want to save this again with a new name because I've got a lot of levels in my game that are named demo map. So if it's named demo map, it might load the wrong thing. So I'm going to call this demo map 1 so that I know exactly which one it is since it now has a unique name. Okay, let's go back to our customization level. MSC preset. Let's add a new menu that will quickly lead us to our playable level. So let's make a new widget in the start menu here. We'll just use that folder. Let's right click in an empty space, user interface, widget, blueprint, user widget. Choose that. Call it finish button. Finish button, open that up, save that, add a canvas, search from the palette, canvas, drag and drop. Right at the center, we're going to add a button, so search for a button. And drag and drop it. I want you to drop it somewhere in the second grid, okay? If it's not in the right position for you, you can reposition it later on your own. Type text and call it finish. So text, call it finish. Save that, make it a variable, check is variable up there, scroll down to the bottom, compile it first. Make the button variable, is variable, check that, save it, on clicked, click the plus button there. From here, drag and type open level, the same way we did at the beginning of the tutorial. This should be called demo underscore map underscore 1. Enter, save that, and we should be done from beginning to end now. So click play. One last part we always forget, open the level blueprint. So from disable movement, drag out and type create widget. So we have that finish button there, create widget. That's wrong. Create widget. I guess it's okay. Type finish. So I get that finish button. And drag from the return value and add that to the viewport. I think this is okay, just the way it is. Okay, so we're going to have one problem here actually, so there will be a last step which we'll need to take. Let's save that. Let's press play. We can adjust that delay so that we don't see that third-person character ready to move there. But we've got our finish button here, okay, which opens our next level. But the problem is, if I change my save slot, say I change to a slot with a female character, slot 3 maybe, the button is going to disappear, and I'll be back with a third-person character. So there's two ways we could avoid this. We could just try and disable the newly created female movement, okay, so that it doesn't move, and we'd also have to possess the camera, but it would be a bit of work because the positioning of the character would probably change. She'll probably be facing the wrong direction and all the rest of that. So instead of doing that, that's the first option. But instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is, when the female appears, or rather when it switches from the male to the female, I'm just going to reload the level. Okay, since everything is saving in real time, there's no problem with reloading the level. When the level reloads, everything is going to be just the way we left it, okay, other than the fact that we've changed to a female character. So I will bind an event that recognizes when we've changed our character's gender, and I will make that event reload the level. Okay, so if I go to my level again, I choose BP Meta Styler. Okay, I'll go back to my level blueprint, open level blueprint with my Meta Styler chosen there and selected. I'll right click, I'll create a reference to the Meta Styler, because the Meta Styler has some information that tells us when the character's gender has changed. So I will drag a pin from the object reference of the Meta Styler, and I'll type, well, there's a bunch of them, but the one I know that is easiest to get is called delete Metahuman. Okay, so I'll bind an event to delete Metahuman, because actually when the gender is changing, the Metahuman that we're currently on gets deleted, and the newer one, which would be either the female or the male when the gender changes, the newer one will be created. Okay, so when the old one is deleted, it means that the gender has changed. So I can literally bind an event to delete Metahuman so that it knows when a Metahuman has been deleted, and then it just reloads the level and everything is back in order. We won't have a character moving around. We will have this sequence up here, fire again, and the level reloaded. Okay. So I'm going to drag from event. I'll make a custom event, code reload level, and I will bind it. I also want to adjust this delay, but I'll do that in just a second. I'll make a sequence here, and I will bind that event so that whenever delete Metahuman is called from the meta styler, the level is reloaded. So I could use open level. I don't know if there's a node for reloading the level. Yeah, no, that's mine. Okay, so type open level there. Open level by name. This exact same level. I could say get current level name. So that I don't have to type that in. If I want, I can type in the level name here, but I'll just get the current level name because I'm sure I'm reopening the same level. So I'll just hook it up like this. Okay. Remove prefix strings, blah 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 blah. This doesn't matter. So I'll have it like this. Okay. But I'll have a tiny little delay here. Okay. This is another one of those delays which won't actually affect our game logic, so it's safe for us to use a delay here. Okay. Because anything that happens after this delay does not matter at all.
A few moments later.
Okay, so you're gonna have to grab this delay. This delay is at 0.1 seconds. It's gonna have to last a little bit longer because for some reason it's if it happens too quickly, it messes with the female's groom. So now if I switch to the female, since I've set it to 0.1, the hair is loading okay, but this looks a little bit dirty. So what we're going to do is, since we need that delay for all the information to be ready for our system to work, we'll just take one last we're just going to try and mask the switching. So let's add a level sequence here. Okay. Add a level sequence. We can keep it under start menu, and let's just say black fade. We'll call it a black fade. Kind of mask out what happens in the background as the level is loading, so that people don't have to see that. You can add a new track. I'll add a fade track, and I'll key it. Okay, let's key it, and I think it needs at least a second. So I do believe these are frames. So 30 frames is 1 second. I'll key it again, and half a second to fade in. 45 frames. Okay. If you are not using frames, you can come to the settings. Where are the main settings? Okay, anyway, okay, up here. So show time as, mine is set to frames. You can have yours in seconds and just calculate it in seconds, but frame 0, it's full. Frame 30, it's full, and then actually we have to have it backwards. Let's have it on 1, or let's have a full black screen on 1. On 30, still a full black screen. Okay, set that to 1. You can use this button if you're not keying automatically to add your keys. Then frame 45, let's drag it down to 0. Okay. So from frame 1 to frame 30, we'll have a black screen while it's setting everything up, and then frame 45, we're going to have everything displaying properly. Okay, so save that, and under the details panel, just search for a sequence there. It's called black fade in your outliner there, and let it autoplay and leave it on do not loop. All the settings are just fine. Do not have anything activated here, just autoplay, and that's all. So now when we click on play, and this is how it will appear. Okay, and then since we have an event that loads another level, what we can do is we can duplicate. Well, we could duplicate, but I think we can set this to play in reverse. It should be possible. I know there's a way to replay this in reverse, but what I wanted to do was, anyway, let's just duplicate it. What I wanted to do was play it in reverse so that it fades out, because right now it's fading in. But let's just duplicate it. Black fade out. This one we can call it black fade in. Black fade out, let's drop that into the level as well, and let's set autoplay off for this one. Okay, by default it's off. Let's open the sequence, and let's just make this backwards. So frame 0, we start with the fade set to 0, and let's just jump to the last frame and set it to 1. So our delay when exiting, or rather when reloading the level, is also 1 second, so we should be good. Okay, so autoplay is off. Now with that sequence selected, okay, black fade out, let's play that immediately when the reload event has been called. So right click and create reference to black fade out, and get, or rather let's just say play, and then you play sequence player. Okay, so it gets the sequence player and then it plays it. You connect that there, and let's connect this here. So that while the delay is firing, it fades out and then it loads the level, and everything should look smooth and clean. So fade in, change our character. Okay, let's have this this actually needs to happen before the metahuman is deleted. Okay, so what we can do instead is let's just adjust the sequence. Okay, so we can have this sequence play out very, very quickly. So drag your frames, okay, let it all happen within 0.4 frames, rather 4 frames. Let the fade be 1, and I think we can delete the last frame. Just let it happen within 4 frames. Let's see how it looks. Let's switch, and let's switch. So I think let's just have it go black immediately. Go back to your level sequence, because we don't want any of that to be seen. So just set it to 1, let it go black immediately, and let's switch, and we're okay. Okay, doesn't look the best. You can work on it. You can work out something on your own as well, but definitely better than seeing that third-person character running around. Okay, And so now that we're on a female character, let's choose the one on slot 6. Let's click on finish. And as you can see, any customization that you have active is actually going to appear in your new level. Okay. So one last thing that you might want to do is maybe, this is nice to have around, but for some games you might not want to have the slots showing. Maybe you just want to use one slot. Okay, let me leave slot 7 as my default, and let me hide all these other slots. Okay, because most games they won't give you save slots. Okay, I just have that there in case you want to use have different customizations for different metahumans. But what we can do is, just as a last step, since we've finished all the other work that we need to do, we can hide those save slots and have people only use one save slot if it's a single player game with only one customizable character, which is the average, unless maybe you have a game like Dragon Age, where you have multiple customizable characters. Okay, Dragon Age Inquisitions, where you play with multiple characters. So let's go to the Meta Body tool and open up the widgets, because that's where our save widgets are. So Meta Body tool, Meta Customization System, Meta Body tool, widgets, widget customization. Okay, that's the one we want there. Let's select everything on the slots. Okay, select the slot names first, and then the slot buttons. Names first, buttons second. You could probably do it the other way around too. Okay, since this isn't Photoshop, it doesn't matter which one we click on first, as long as it's highlighted, we can click on it. Okay, so let's select all your save slots, and this is your choice. You can do it if you want, you don't have to. Set everything to collapsed. I've left mine on slot 7 because I'm going to be using the character on slot 7 as my main character, but you can leave it on slot 1. The main point is we're going to have hide the save slots. Set them to collapsed. Okay, you can change it back anytime by highlighting them and setting them to visible, but now what we're going to get is no save slots. We just have a single customizable character, and we're done. Okay, I can change this character to a female if I would like to. I can click female there, the level will reload, and I'll get a female character with the exact same customization. The same skin slot, big chest, just looks like a tough girl. Okay, but if I change back to the male, I'll have a male character with the same customization, and I can adjust the customization however I like. Okay, so now if I click finish, that is complete. So let's just get rid of a few things that are showing in our level, on our playable level. Let's go back to our playable level. So open that level. It's demo map 1. I believe our sequence is open, and that's why we're getting a black screen here. Where is our sequence? Otherwise we're not supposed to be getting a black screen, but I do believe that it's left the last level sequence I was using open. It's just an error with Unreal Engine. Do I have a level sequence open here? No. Let me open up MHC split. Let's open that level sequence for fade out. Yeah, that was in fact the problem. So make sure you close your sequence properly, because if you load the level and the sequence is to open and then you switch to the other level, you are going to get a black screen permanently if you left it on a black screen. Okay, and you're not going to have your sequence here, so you have to go and find your original sequence and close it properly, and then you can load your other level properly. So I'll load this level properly now. Demo map 1. As you can see, just a bug in Unreal Engine. They've got lots of bugs, so I guess they don't consider it a significant bug to fix right now. So anyway, the reason we're back on this level is because we want to hide all of this stuff. So the meta styler, the meta face tool, meta body tool, select all of that. I'm selecting other stuff. Select all of that. Okay, meta body tool, meta styler, meta face tool, type hidden, and set hidden in game to true. The player start, we could even delete it, but the thing is it's loading the default class, so I'm just gonna hide it. You should probably set your default class to the third person character if that's what you're using. But anyway, I'm just gonna put it somewhere where it's not gonna disturb anything. Put it under the ground there. It's just gonna float there. It's not gonna fall into space. It's already flying. I'll test that right quick. Yeah, so now I don't have any like objects lying around. So now when I click play from my customization level, well, we're done with everything, so we can just test the whole thing. Let's go to demo map scene, which is our start screen. Let's click play. So here we've got our start screen. Since I've got so many characters, so for our start screen, my character is going to look a little bit weird. Okay, this character here won't look the way it was looking before because I changed the slot. I'm just gonna click on new game. I'll ignore that for now. Click on new game. We've got our customization screen here, and then let's make one modification maybe, just to show you that everything is working. Let's change our character's bottoms out. Let's give him a jacket, or maybe not. A big chest size doesn't really work that well. It looks like a female. So this customization is mainly good for when he does not have any clothes on. If I have a bigger chest size on this jacket, it doesn't look that great, so you probably want to reduce that. And if I wanted to, I could just have a totally different type of outfit. I could have this one on and give him back that big chest. It's a little bit of an overlap with the armor. And click on finish. And I jump into my level, and all my customization comes along with me. Okay. So we are good now. I've got a fully playable character on a level, and I've got a customization screen, I've got a start screen, and basically that is the entire process. So I hope you guys found this tutorial useful. That's how you can set up a new screen, a new game screen. If we were allowed to add metahumans to our marketplace products, this wouldn't be even half as complicated to create, but the system has to be as complicated as it is because we have to communicate with the metahumans from outside of our metahuman blueprints and our metahuman characters, okay, which is what makes this whole system so complicated. Okay, you're free to modify it as you like, make the whole process simpler so that it works better with your games. If you modify it in a way that's not intended to work with metahumans from the outside, using blueprints such as the meta styler or blueprints such as the meta body tool and the meta face tool, you can probably get rid of a lot of the functionality that I've had to add to these blueprints in order to make them work with our metahumans. But anyway, that's how you can go from a start menu to a customization menu, where you customize your character, and finally you end up on a playable level. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. If you have any requests in terms of tutorials, please let me know in the comments. If it's something I can do, I'll definitely do my best to get that tutorial to you. I will see you in the next one.